A stupid person who takes action will beat an intelligent person stuck in planning every single day of the week. And I know that. I've been stuck in planning. So many times I have planned out the perfect day, but so many times I've ended up doing absolutely nothing. Here's why. Planning can actually feel very productive. You sit and you think, what am I gonna do? Alright, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then after that I'll do that. And then by thinking of these things, you feel productive. You feel like you're putting in the work, but you're not. You see, there's a massive difference between thinking about doing work and actually doing work. Because when you're stuck in planning, you're not getting the feedback loop. You're not seeing what works and doesn't. I myself was literally planning to start with content for probably about 9 months before I started. Why? Because I was scared as shit. But then, when I finally started, I realized that no one gives a fuck. And I also realized it was easy. It wasn't hard. I had built up this wall in my head that content was this extremely difficult, hard thing only for intelligent people. But once I started, I realized so quickly how easy it is to just hit record and speak your mind. And after posting for like 2 weeks, I progressed more than I did in 9 months. Just by actually doing instead of thinking. When you do, you fail. You gain experience. You see what works and what doesn't. And then you can pivot. You can try again with more experience, with different thoughts, with new insights of what could actually work. And that's how you really grow, by taking action. Real results doesn't come from planning and being in your head too much. Even though you've probably heard the quote, proper planning prevents poor results, which is true. There's no way getting around taking action and just doing. Putting one foot in front of the other and not really knowing what you're doing, but just trying to figure it out anyways. You see, that's exactly how you learn things. By just getting out there, exposing yourself for the challenge, or at least what you think is a challenge. Because once you get started, it's really not a challenge anymore. It's just about having fun with it. Another example is when I quit my 12-hour shift job. I was miserable in that job. I was working as a ground worker in minus 24 degrees on a mountain doing road work, and I hated it. I didn't like it the tiniest bit. And after work, it was just go to bed, sleep, wake up, and then continue working. And for many months, I wanted to quit, but I didn't because it was scary. I was afraid of what my coworkers would say, what my family would say. When I told them, when my plan was to quit my job, move to a new city by myself, and start going all in on boxing. And honestly, they didn't like it, but it was still the best decision of my entire life. And I am at the best point in my life right now because I made that decision, which at that point in time was extremely scary. But because I just went for it, took action, instead of waiting in the planning and fantasizing of what could be. I'm here now. I'm here where I visualized so strongly that I could be if I just made a decision and just went for it, which I did. And today, I thank myself for that. I'm so grateful for my past decisions of going forwards even when it was extremely scary. And the turning point for me was honestly when I realized that people is not the thing stopping you. It's yourself. You're the only thing stopping you from going after what you want. Not other people, it's you. Action creates feedback, and feedback creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence. And once you have confidence, you take more action, and then the loop goes on, and before you know it, you can't even recognize yourself by how much you've improved as a person, as a character. 3 years passes by, and you are so much closer to all of your dreams and goals than you could possibly imagine, just because you took action and you dared to believe it was possible. You never need a perfect plan to take action. You just need to go forward. Even though it's scary, even though you may think people is gonna think it's weird, if you want it, you should go for it. You shouldn't let anyone stop you from doing what you actually want to do. If you got something that you're burning for, you should go for that, no matter how crazy it might sound to people. If you fail, good, then at least you know what doesn't work. But you need that feedback loop to understand what actually works and what doesn't. You need to gain that experience, and no amount of planning will ever give you the results that you're looking for, because life unfolds as you go. You'll figure it out along the way. You don't gain confidence before you take action. You take action, you try, you fail, you learn, you gain experience, and then you get confidence, which leads to more action. And then, before you know it, you are exactly where you want to be. So start taking action right now by hitting that subscribe button, and then you turn off this video, and then you go and take some action towards your wildest, craziest dreams. And I'll do the same. Thanks for watching. Woo!